Namaskar. It's a great pleasure that we are talking about leadership, which is a very important current issue. In fact, we must understand why leadership is so important in the current situation. Going back, in the last century, the democratic system developed all over the world, and India was one of the important countries where democratic system came in. The democratic system meant that citizens can elect their representatives, and their representatives in turn elect the Council of Ministers which govern the country. There were two types. In one system, the citizens through their representative elect directly the president of the country. This is prevailing in United States of America. In our country, India, it is the second system where democratically people elect their representatives. We have a system from grassroots level. At village level, we have Gram Panchayat, where all adults of the village elect their Panchayat and the Sarpanch. Above that is Taluka Panchayat, where President of the Taluka Panchayat and members of the Taluka Panchayat are elected by the citizens or people who are eligible to vote above age of 18 elect their representatives. Above that there is a district panchayat. We have a state assembly where people elect member of legislative assembly who are known as MLAs, who in turn elect council of ministers which run the state governments. We have a parliament, their members are called member of parliament. The people directly elect member of parliament which in turn elect council of ministers which is headed by prime minister which run the country. Thus the entire system is based on adult franchise system. At age of 18, anybody who has acquired citizenship rights and get registered as a voter is entitled to vote. The most important part of this, that while citizens elect the leaders or their representatives, they themselves can get elected or become representative. This is a major change which has come in the democratic system. Now, another important aspect of this democratic system which Indian Constitution provides is a widespread of public governance system. Our Constitution provides that there is a legislative assembly, there is a council of ministers, there is a permanent executive called civil service which is part of public governance system. We have armed forces, we have judicial system, and apart from that we have cooperative bodies where people get elected. We have self-help group where people get elected and educational institutions. All these areas are part of our public governance systems where the public leadership concept has spread, and all of them have a role to play to prepare a strong nation, strengthen the nation and its young people. Now question arises why we need to pay attention to leadership. It is true that in new millennium, India has a unique status. It is growing at a rapid growth. It is growing despite many countries in the world are in turmoil where economies are in slump and there are problems of unemployment. We have largest young population in the world. Probably 70% of our people are young, and this will continue to be so for next 3 decades. On the other hand, there are countries and countries in the world where younger population is in decline and senior citizens are growing. Now all this is opening up wide opportunities for our young population to grow within country and outside country. But at the same time, there are many and varied and important challenges. What are these challenges? The first challenge is that when we have a large young population and which is going to remain so for a very long time to come, we must meet the aspiration of these young people. If we do not meet the aspiration of young people in terms of their growth, in terms of their job opportunities, in terms of their participation in public management system or public governance systems, we can have problem as some parts of our country already have, like spread of Naxalism. All of us know Naxalist is a terrorist movement and does not believe in civil rule, and this is spreading. Now we need to stop this spread by making our younger persons to participate in public governance system. The second important challenge is that while we are growing, our growth is not well spread. We have disparity between urban and rural areas. While manufacturing and service sector are growing, agriculture is not growing at same speed. Agriculture provides employment to 60% of our people. Now, these are the people who are suffering in terms of income and have frustrations. Among them also, there are many poor families who are poor, whose crop gets failed, and some of them commit suicide. So we must ensure that we have a rapid growth, but no disparity. We must focus on our poor people, whether they are residing in urban areas or rural areas. They must have equal opportunity to grow, and they must have share in prosperity. The third important challenge is in terms of external and internal terrorism. We have this challenge, and that challenge is to the democratic system of our country, and in order to preserve this, we have to make our citizens responsible, our young people responsible, our educational leaders must go forward and train our young people so that we can meet all these challenges. Now we have a democratic system, a constitution which provides equal opportunity to all to participate in public governance systems. This most importantly means that anybody, whether he is from rural area or urban, whether he is a farmer or a trader, whether he is a rich or poor, whether he is a servant or master, whether he is a young student or an elderly person, can participate in the governance system, get elected, or can take some of the other public services which I mentioned. This means that everybody has a right to grow. Now, question which may arise is, do all of us have qualities for public leadership? My answer is yes. Each one of us has certain qualities, good qualities, which lead us to become a good leaders. We must identify what good qualities we have. We must identify what qualities we do not have, which are missing qualities to become a public leader. The missing qualities can be acquired by learning. But important thing to realize is that in order to become a public leader, one must have a determined mind followed by persistent effort and a clear goal that I want to become an elected leader, I want to become an educational leader, I want to become a good judge, I want to become a good public servant, and like so many areas where we have such positions where everyone can contribute, and that is the need of the time. We have opportunities, and these opportunities must be realized. For that, we must prepare our younger generation, and our younger generation must also realize that they have a responsible role to play, and if they do not play this role, probably there might be problem. So in order to make India as a strong nation, a leading nation in the world, in order to meet our own problems and grow fast, grow with equity, and spread benefit of prosperity to all, everyone must take a responsibility. The younger generation particularly must take up this challenge. The educational leaders must come forward and make aware younger generation what are opportunities and what are challenges. The existing leaders must also understand their responsibilities, not only understand their responsibilities, find out what are their weaknesses in system and how to go about it. It is in this background that Professor Nathupuri, he is a leading entrepreneur in UK who is from India and has Indian citizenship, still decided to set up a school of public leadership, and we all joined hands together. The main mission of this School of Public Leadership is to prepare younger generation and existing leaders and teachers to create India as a strong nation, to create our own young power as a responsible persons to manage the public governance system and lead India in new millennium as one of the foremost power in the world.
ISPL, the International School for Public Leadership, was founded with the aim of providing leadership training in all fields to people from diverse